great risk of boring you to death, it's yet another variant. Well, it's not really a variant, it's another attempt at this Marks and Spencer. This is chunky steak. I bought some fresh veg and celery sticks. I've got a nice Belgian craft beer here, which I'll be trying tonight. Potatoes, and I know I've got an onion as well. So starting off with the onion, I bought, did I tell you the last time? Bought a very nice, very smart Zeiss knife. One thing I've been looking at for the last few days is a whole series of videos about a fantastic cutter called Tally Ho, which was built in Shoreham and ended up on a reef in the Pacific, and then went to Oregon when they managed to recover it, and it was bought by an English guy who called Leo, who's been rebuilding it since 2018. It's now completely finished. It looks unbelievably amazing. He's sailing it kind of around Vancouver, where in that neck of the woods, Seattle, where he rebuilt the boat almost single-handed. He had lots of people come and help him at times, but effectively it's almost like a one-man job. Astonishing. Highly recommend having a look at it. His YouTube channel is called Samson Boat, I think. There we go. So there it is. So yeah, Samson Boat Company, and yeah, a really good watch. If you ever want to find out how to rebuild a classic cutter from 1910, this is the place to find out. It's an amazing, really interesting watch, and he's been very entrepreneurial in how he's done it. Oh yeah, really good watch. So that's what I'm going to be listening to, watching as I'm preparing my dinner again tonight. I'm back on the boat overnight doing a little bit of work on board, as I often do, and I just thought I'd do a little bit of a video. It is one of those fantastic 2025 summer days. You know, we've had an amazing summer so far. It's just carrying on. It's a heat wave again, pretty much. It's been really warm today. So that's a little bit of progress. Well, I've chopped the veg pretty much. Yeah, we've gone to I've got too much of a number of things, and almost inevitably here's the chunky steak, and I've got the onions and celery, and yeah, been watching Leo, as I explained earlier, talking about his fantastic cutter, Tally Ho. Yeah, look what I just found in my Tupperware. Too late. The garlic. Typical, isn't it, you know? I'm just losing my head. Forgot I had it. Well, I did have a look around, but I hadn't realised I'd put it in this Tupperware, which is probably sensible. Keep it dry. Anyway, the Bisto's gone in. It's kind of bubbling away there. I've got to season it a bit. I'm still charging my batteries. As soon as I got on board, I got the charger on, or the solar panels to charge, because you know I do use a bit of power. Come on board, start the fridge up for a start. I'm using the laptop I've got, you know, a number of things, Wi-Fi router, 4G router. They all take power, and I don't want to deplete my batteries. So, and I don't want to run the engine because it really isn't very good to run the engine, and it's not all that effective to charge the batteries either. And it's a 40 amp alternator. My understanding is that doesn't really, you know, even a half-hour run is, yeah, it does something, but it's not brilliant. It's definitely not very good for the engine to be running under no load. So solar power is definitely the thing, and I think I've got enough. I'm going to put a shunt, a smart shunt in to give me the info I need so I can see just how the different draws on the battery, how they affect battery charge. I'm just frying off these onions, they're just tootling away while I risk my dinner going all pear-shaped while I film. And you might notice here, Bisto. I forgot the stock. Again, you know, I didn't bring garlic. I took the stock home. Well, I run out of stock, so I'm using Bisto. Hopefully that will be a just about usable substitute. Chunky steak is ready to go in. There is the final veg mix, which is tasting pretty good, even with a bit of Bisto in.
Because the water lines don't cross the frames at 90 degrees on each station.
Well, it's incredibly complicated. Creating new futtocks and bottoms and frames for a 1910 boat. It's amazing what that guy is doing. Anyway, I just thought I'd bring you out. The sun has just dipped below the horizon, and it's very peaceful. Tide's gone out. We must be getting pretty close to low tide. I'm just going to turn my screen around so I can see myself. There we go. Yeah. I shall now get arm ache because I'm using the Fuji camera, which is quite heavy. Yeah, I've had my supper. The beef, it was good as it was before. A bit less beef, more veg this time, slightly healthier. But I'm learning stuff. I'm learning to make sure I list what I need and then either find it on the boat or buy it and bring it first, because, yeah, left out the garlic, but didn't seem to matter too much. Didn't have any stock, so used Bisto. Actually, that worked fine. Bisto with plenty of other stuff going on, you don't really notice it's Bisto. Anyway, it was pleasant, very simple dinner with a very nice Belgian beer, and optimistically I've still got a solar panel down here charging one of my 2 lithium-ion batteries, which I use for keeping my laptop going. I kind of do that somewhat separately from the boat battery at the moment, just to keep it a bit independent. Don't want to over challenge. I'm being over cautious. Once I get my smart shunt set up, which I'm going to do, as I was saying earlier, I think I'll get a much better understanding of what I can get away with when I'm on the boat like this, and I don't want to start the engine. I want to stay on board and work on board using my laptop, keep the fridge running. Then, yeah, I just don't want to drain that battery more than 50%. I mean, it's a house battery, proper house battery. It's not just an ordinary engine battery. They go and settle on people's boats and use them as a toilet. Bob over there is probably being dumped on, but they're so charming. And, you know, I do, you know, look at my top sides here in places, it's just covered in bits of bird poo. What can you do except say, well, they're lovely, and I just have to clean it off every now and again. And you know, the hatch cover here has always got muck on it. Yeah, I just have to keep cleaning it off. Slightly optimistically, my solar panel is still out for the main battery. Now the sun's gone down, I will bring it in. For me, all I have, for anyone who's interested, permanently is this little 20-watt panel, which is brilliant. It just keeps the two batteries topped up all the time when I'm not on board. It just gradually charges them up. It's not a perfect position, nowhere is, unless you mount it right up, maybe over the stern here. But it seems to be more than good enough to top them up. You know, I was using the battery a few days ago, and I don't know, what was 3 or 4 days ago. Since then, both batteries are now fully charged, and that's just from that little 20-watt battery. Okay, it's summertime, but that's ideal. Yeah, it's lovely. A little bit of a breeze tonight. It's amazing. Never really kind of fully understand how or why you get breezes in the evening or not in the evening. Sometimes it's completely still, sometimes the wind picks up, even though we've just got a high pressure over us. Anyway, it's perfectly calm enough.